And I believe I can hear you sound and clear right now.
You can hear me now, right?
Woo! Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Fantastic. Nice.
So I have a couple of questions I want to ask you.
All right.
Which me I've asked you personally before,
Okay.
but because of other people. Now, when we talk about talent management, and I think in the middle of sleep, I can't remember what I said that day, but the reason behind the topic is for as individuals, how do we manage our talents when it comes to either being producers or musicians or singers or even artists, like people that draw. How do you as a person manage your own talents, and you kind of make sure that it is a form of service wherever you are? And do you give yourself that expectation of, okay, if I'm not got to this standard, I'm not a good either producer or guitarist or singer or whatnot?
Okay. Management. It's one of the most difficult thing to do, because for you to manage yourself, or if you're this is not just artists, if you have a craft, for you to manage it, you need to have three things. I say,
Okay.
you need to have insight, foresight, and hindsight. So if you know, the layman way to say is that you should know where you're coming from, where you are, and then where you're going to. If you understand these three things, you will know what to manage, or what in myself do I really want to manage. See, people want to manage. I want to manage myself. These are the things I should do. These are the things I should do. But the truth is, let me use the word invest rather than manage.
Okay.
So I'll interchange both of them.
Okay.
So it will be that, how much are you willing to invest in yourself? So if I understand that in 10 years or 5 years, I have the foresight that this is where I'm going to. I am right now in class 2. And I know that, okay, right now I know that my production with, if for a producer, for example, my production is not at par with, let's say, some other productions that I've been listening to. But I know that in 5 years, I want to be like this person, or I want my production should have this character. Want my organization should have this amount of standard, this amount of this and that. So you need to have that foresight, which is like, you know where you're going to. That will determine how you are going to manage yourself, or how much you're going to invest in yourself. So as a producer, the first thing you should know is that you need to invest in yourself, whether you like it or not. Yep. Secondly, you need to invest in your business. That is very, very important. So they are not just, it's not a just myself thing. At some point, your craft, as an artist, of course, you know, there's a business side of it. We all like to shy away from that, because business side of things, for some people feel, oh, I'm an artist, I'm a very reserved person, I don't like to talk about the money, I don't like to talk about this, and I don't like to talk about that. But guess what? Whether you like it or not, you need to invest in the business side of you. So let's go back to management, investment management. I'm interchanging both words. So first, as a producer, you will send yourself to school, whether you like it or not.
Educate yourself.
Formal education, be it informal education, and thank God, God bless internet. I don't know who this the word internet. If I find the person there, oh my goodness. See, the word internet, it changed a million and one thing as an artist. Whether you as an artist, you will agree with me that everything right now runs on the net.
Yes.
Think about it. Anything you can think about. Right now, they're getting as far as having autonomous robots. And I can see that in 20, 30 years, autonomous robots, yes, where they program their logical ideas, whatever, they just pump ideas into them and let them reason whatever. They have some serious thing going on in that area. But That's not the talk of today. So the first thing is that I know that I am going to point B. I am in point A. Don't forget that you need to know where you currently are or where you currently stand. Where you currently stand is not actually the function of where you are going to. It doesn't determine where you're going to. So I knew that at some point in my life as a music producer, I listened to different music productions, and I wanted my sound to be like that. I don't know what the things they were doing. I don't know how they were doing it. I guess what? I had to go online, like, okay, best music producer in the world. Then I start to Google. What do they do? What are their common life, what's it called? What are their daily life experiences? How do they go? Everybody, you can't remove it from, that's the word, where the word service comes in. You can't take it away from service. They had it from service back then. Now you can compress all of that they have. I'll use an example. Let me say Michael Brower. Some producers may know this guy, may not know him. Michael Brower is a fantastic producer, right? He's in the States. Michael Brower happens to, he and a guy called Dave Pensado, they studied under a record label. They served, so to say. I think Dave Pensado was just a coffee guy, if I remember. He's just come and serve coffee in the studio. Yeah. But from serving coffee in the studio, he knew that he wanted to be like the big names. Guess what he did? He put his eyes down. That's his own education. Long story short. So he was there for a long time as a coffee guy. Then after a while, one day, he knew that, okay, this is what they do. This is what they don't do. This is how they do. This is where they plug the wires. There's no guy to route the patch cable. Long story short, he routed the patch cable. And he'd be like, oh, coffee guy can route patch cables. And his story changed. And from there, add one or two other. But all of that in those days, here, we can compress into the word internet. And that's your friendly YouTube. You have a ton of information. Be it music producer, be it songwriting, be it vocalist, be it craftsman, maybe you're even a welder. Amazing thing, if you go to what's this thing called? If you go to Instagram, whatever, one search page like that, you see fantastic people the way they weld, and I'm looking at, okay, why am I seeing this thing? But guess what? It starts to become interesting, and I wish like I could just show our welder, somebody on the road, can you see this thing? Can you learn from this, or can you do this? Because that's how I grew up too. I studied microbiology, by the way, not music production. Yes, microbiology, and I used to work in a hospital. Injection, blood sample, yes. Yeah, and I worked for 4 years.
Wow.
But in my 4 years of working in the hospital, I knew I wanted to do music and not hospital. I leveraged on the fact that I could use the internet in the office to, guess what, download as million and many tutorials as possible.
You're part of those people that used your office. There was a survey one time. I was doing a course, and part of my last essay in the course was that talking about interference, like when employees and employers, like what should they slide on when it comes to using the internet at work and all that. So it just popped back to my head when you were saying it.
So, and I remember doing nights. I love the afternoon into night shift. Patients' numbers are low, few emergencies, and I have a lot of time to sit and download or watch. Guess what I used to do? I used to wrap my sound card. My sound card had a lab coat for itself. So if you enter my office, you see white on the table. Yes, it's not white. The sound card hidden in a lab coat. If you go to the hospital and you say you're looking for a guy, Kayode, they say what department? You say lab. They say I'm not sure. Just say you're looking for Dromito or DJ or that guy with headphones. They know. So it was a thing that I knew where I was going to. I knew I'm the hospital environment. Is the hospital environment for me for that time? Yes, it was. But in that time, I was still managing myself, in myself, growing, getting as many. Did I understand everything that they were saying? Probably not. I have a ton of video lectures that I go through them now and say, I wonder what I was even hearing while I was listening to those things back then. Because now it made a lot more sense than it would have done. It would have made sense to me way back. So take your time to invest in yourself as an artist. You're a vocalist, my dear. Get as much tutorial as possible about singing. There's a lot of things to sing in. People don't know that when you're talking about artists now, music artists, saying vocalists now, I'm trying to focus on them. Say for vocalists, people don't know that they're, besides finding your style, finding your voice, what makes a great musician is not that you have that. It's not only about your uniqueness, what you can do. Yes, you'll be unique. Yes, you can do whatever it is that you do, but it's also your ability to sing a Yoruba song with finesse to an extent I should know that this guy is trying to catch a Yoruba tone, and I hear the Yoruba thing in whatever it is you're doing. It's singing. It's not copying, and there's nothing wrong with it. I used to do this thing as a guitarist. I'll tell you, name a country, and I'll play code another code. My eclecticness in guitar, or the way how broad I think I am with guitar, is tied to the fact that I'll tell you, name a country, and I'm going to play like they do play guitar in that country. Wow. So if you say Spanish, I try to play like a Spanish guy, flamenco and all of that. If you say rock, I will play it, you think, no, this guy must be a white guy. If you say high life, I'm going to play it, you say, this guy must have been there when Sonny Ade was playing. If you say contemporary, I'm a church boy, this guy is a church boy. You understand what I'm saying? So you as a vocalist, you should know where you are now. I am an artist, I can sing, blah, blah, blah. No. If your future, if you think about the future and what you're projecting for your future is to be bigger than what you are now, meaning I need to add more to myself. I need to invest more into myself personally, self development. Very, very important. Then, for producers, I can't even know about it. I think I've said quite a bit about producers. You cannot do without getting the internet. There are 1,000,001 free courses. I stumbled on Coursera recently.
And you just did?
No, I've heard about them. My wife had been on Coursera, but I didn't hear about music in Coursera. I thought it was mainly...
There is songwriting, there is everything. Everything.
On Coursera.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, why am I spending thousands of dollars killing myself with Berkeley? See Coursera here where I can just, and then I started 3, by the way, and in 2 weeks, in 3 days, I'd done the work of 2 weeks. In 3 days, I'd done the work of 2 weeks. So there's Coursera. YouTube cannot but be your friend. They may not make sense to you now, but you're investing in yourself. Now, the second one will be that you're investing in your business. The business side is where we all kind of feel awkward talking about. But guess what? Whether you like it or not, as an artist, people need to know you. You will need to sell. Investing in your business is not that you are spending money doing Instagram, sponsored ad, or you're doing what's that thing called now? YouTube sponsored ad. No, that's part of it. But guess what? People need to know you. People need to be close with you. You need to find a place
yourself.
You understand? You need to find a place to exhibit what you have, or all of this potential of yours. So, okay, this is what I can do. I remember working in a studio. I was in my 3rd year in school, and I offered to work for free. Yes, I offered to work for free. I was doing my, what's that thing called? Is it IT we call it? Yes, IT. We call it IT.
Yeah, IT. Yeah.
IT. I was doing my IT. So, IT on Monday. On Tuesday, IT, NAVDAC. I was in at NAVDAC then. On Wednesday, I tell them that I'm sorry. I gave them one excuse, I remember. But guess what? On Wednesday, I was in the studio morning till night. Till the next morning, I go from the studio back to office on Thursday morning. Then the weekend, most of the time, I'm on studio. Studio meaning I was going there to show people I can play guitar in your song, or this is how I play, this is what I do. And they're like, this guy that is doing all these things for free in this place. Now, okay, don't worry. When I have something else to do, I'm going to call on you. And it was as simple and as small as that. I remember this will be let me I don't want to go a bit, let me just go straight to it. This would be a bit more from a spiritual point of view. My fellowship in school, when I was in school, I was a music director, but 30 minutes before fellowship, which is 6, so by 5:30 we're done setting up, I pick up my guitar, connect it to the combo, and I play the song. I didn't know I was investing in my business. I didn't know there was going to be Kaystrings. By the way, Kaystring was not. Kaystring would have been my idea. I would have even given myself the name Kaystrings. So I pick up the guitar and I play worship song every fellowship day, 30 minutes an hour before, just before. And I didn't know people enjoyed it. I didn't know people liked what I was doing. And then
you never know who's in your audience.
My audience. So people come to the fellowship 30 minutes earlier just to listen to Kaystrings play. And then there was going to be a JCCF, Joint Christian Fellowship concert. And then they called me, they said, you are going to play, you have to do something. You have to play something. I said, what do you want me to play? They said, these things that you do before fellowship, just come and do something. I'm like, okay, I will try. I don't know what you guys are saying. I said, no, this one is a big one. It's on a big level. It's not serious. You have to, you know? And they now thought of what name were they going to give me?
So people gave you Kaystrings.
Yeah, this is the story of Kaystrings, right? So they said the man on the string, the man of the guitar, no. The music man, no. The man of God. And I said, whatever names you guys come up with, that's your business. And I think I went home on Thursday, and then on Monday, there was a big banner, Ambassadors for Christ Fellowship, and then Kaystrings. That was how I saw Kaystrings on my name. I did like, and there was my picture on it.
They need to collect what they call that, royalties. Royalties. Using that name.
So that was it. So there is no how you're going to manage yourself without investing in your business. Meaning, what you do, there might be times you have to do it for free. That's the word investment. That's how you manage yourself, being investing in your business. As a producer, you work for free, whether you like it or not. It's not necessarily, but it's going to end. That's the only way people will know you. People will get to know you. Because if you think about it, I don't want to use the word the market, or okay, your profession as a producer, there are 1,000,001 great, fantastic producers out there doing the same thing that you're doing it the way you're doing, better than you're doing it. You don't just come and overtake. No, you will sell. There's no how you're not going to sell. I use another example was I got into Lagos. Lagos space was a serious tough nut to crack, by the way. You know, Lagos, we've got 1,000,001 producers in Lagos.
Like
fantastic producers.
I can't even, on my head, I have like 7, and I'm still counting.
You're counting. Talk about musicians. We have fantastic. Talk about ministers, anointed, gifted. You know, gifted and anointed, they are 2 different things, right? Gifted plus anointed.
And there's gifted and anointed. There's gifted and there's anointed.
There's anointed. You understand? There are a lot. So I didn't even know I was investing in my future. See, I was living with a friend of mine who happened to be a very big musician. He wasn't really big then. I lived with Frizzle. There's a popular guy called Frizzle and Bizzle Films.
Yeah.
People didn't know that guy used to be in production. I lived in Frizzle's house, and then I was most times the one mixing and mastering songs in his house. And next morning I have to still go back to the hospital, by the way. So Frizzle's house at night, walking on the ground. And then I didn't know that, guess what? I was 7.
Hmm.
And guess what? I was investing in my business. What was going to be my craft. Prison needs somebody to do something. I know this guy. His name is Kyle. He used to do stuff for me. Are you sure he's going to do well? Call him. He's going to. Do you remember this song? He's the one that helped me. Blah 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 blah. And guess what? There's no advert like the word of mouth.
There's none.
I tell people there's no advert like the word of mouth. If Nigerian man advertise you for a mouth, you add the tea where you know to join to the advert.
Sure.
You understand? But I'm saying it's better that way. That's pretty much the way to invest in your business. There are other means. You can add all the popular one, your Instagram live, building your fan base, building followers, the way we, all of this that we do, building followers, building fan base. I'm sure we're not going to do all of that today because that thing is another kettle of fish entirely.
Wow.
Building
so
followers.
I wanted to talk about something just before we go deep into the conversation, and this is voice style. Now, I want to put myself on the spot for 1 minute so that I can embarrass myself for 1 minute. So I remember when I was way younger, I didn't know I had like an husky voice like this, even talking. So every time I would see people talk about musicians, the 3 people that they would talk about is Celine Dion, Mariah Carey, and there was no Beyonce safe then. For a rapper, I think Missy Elliott. Those were the guys that were reigning at that point. So every time I will stick to either a Celine Dion song or Mariah Carey song, like it was, and I will be rehearsing. But the moment I start rehearsing, my voice goes off, and I wait till it comes back again. Then this is the same cycle. So I went for a rehearsal one day, and the guy said, "Why are you disgracing yourself?" I can remember clearly. And I'm like, what does he mean? He said, but do you know that your voice texture is not, it's not like you can't sing as high as these people, but why can't you enjoy this one you have and improve on it instead of trying to sound like someone else? Now you talk about voice style, in which a lot of people will say, what's your, I think the new thing is, what's your singing strength? Is it praise and worship? And I'm like, I don't understand. Are you not, as a singer, supposed to know how to sing every genre of music and every style? Like, I think that our vocal textures are different, the styles are different, and everything. But when it comes to identifying how my vocal texture or how I can have a better vocal dexterity, how do I know it?
Okay. Vocal texture. See, vocal texture has nothing to do with style.
Okay.
So, some people have very husky, airy vocal, and then some people have the chest vocal. How do I describe them? Big, punchy. You know those tenor brothers that can still go alto. Good. Tenor brothers that can still hit very chest. And then some people can give you more head voice, meaning it's going to have sound, no matter how low you're forcing it, it's still going to sound thin. So, textures, edgy, husky, straight, whatever it is, has nothing to do with style. It's just that we found a way to, we try to box music. That's a mistake. Most people do. That's why people try to ask you, what's your strength? Is it praise and worship, or is it?
I'm always pissed.
Is it worship? Then I say, if it's blues, call this guy. If it sound like if it's Mariah Carey kind of music, there's high one. No, if it's Tasha Cobbs, Sister Mary, I go to her. So it's so bad that in the choir rehearsal, anything Tasha Cobbs, we know. So all of us just do our,
So we just call her Tasha Cobbs, actually.
So it has nothing to do with what people mistake most of the time is range. God has blessed some people, they can go 3, 4, 5, 6 octaves. I think Donnie does 5. That thing is great. Micah Stampley. We all know Micah Stampley.
King of range.
King of range. So they think range has a lot to do. Range means how better a singer you are, or because I can go high, because I have good range, pretty much high range.
I'm a
It
better
means that
singer.
you're a better singer. No.
Hmm.
We all sing Marvin Gaye song. We sing Barry White. You remember Barry White? I'm not sure. Probably Barry White. I'm telling you this. Probably Barry White. He has maybe 2 octaves. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
If you talk about Mata Munizi didn't have all the range in the world.
Hmm.
She didn't have all the range in the world. But guess what? She did songs that were powerful enough that you compare her to Christina Aguilera in a way. When you look at her in that area of Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera have
She's a witch.
Range.
You
understand what I'm saying? But she has power in the voice. You understand? She doesn't have that very high distance. I'm thinking above my head now. Celine Dion will have a higher range than Christina Aguilera.
She does,
but just because Christina Aguilera has huskiness in her voice, and then
it makes
power.
The whole room get filled up.
It makes it, and then you think that's it. No, that's not really it. So back to this thing. Your texture of voice does not mean you cannot do this style, or you cannot do that style. It's just that your voice sounds because if you have a husky voice, you don't strain to make things sound harsh or to make things jump out. I don't know if you understand. You don't stress to make things jump out to when you sing.
Yeah.
But if you have a very soft, gentle voice, you need a bit of more energy. So it's just like this one, put her in the harder song or put her in the song that has this kind of texture. No, it is not like that.
So does that help the singer? Because we make this mistake as either song selection team or choir director in church, where it's Tasha Goff's sister and we kind of box people that I now hear. Like I was working with my youth choir and someone said, I don't do any song that's not praise and worship. I don't do any special. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
This is let me explain it to you this way.
Okay.
You go to the gym and then your instructor says, you're doing the what's this thing called now? Like your arm, the push-up you do with your arm backward like this with your arm. Whatever they call that thing.
Yeah. And
then you say, no, I don't do that one. The only one I do is I can do dumbbell. Right? You'll be wondering how this is going to next. You cannot. So you do dumbbell, and all of what dumbbell is going to exercise is just your biceps.
Yes, your biceps.
And this place remains flat forever. Yeah. That's how the vocal cords are. It's all muscle and nothing. Muscle, nothing. So if you train your voice to sound in that very harsh Tasha Cobbs quote another quote, you understand? That's the only thing you'll be able to do. When they call you to do something else, you can't.
It'll be difficult.
It will be very difficult for you. So as a vocalist, you should understand your range first. Understand your voice. I am this kind of person that if I sing for 2 hours, I can do 2 hours without losing my voice. I can do 3 hours I can go on and on without losing my voice, or my voice is very tiny and fragile. You will need time to build your voice, the strength of your vocal cords. You will also need time to exercise it so that you can sing reggae, slow, blues, rock, Fuji, any genre of music or any style of music without affecting your own kind of voice. So the style has nothing at all to do. I tell people, put me in anywhere, I'll still function. As a guitarist, I will play for an Akbala band. It's going to still work. Guess what? I've exercised my mind, my fingers, my brain in that style of music. Put me in a Spanish band. Oh my God, Carlos Santana, let's go. Put me in a very old contemporary music. Oh my goodness, Paul Jackson Jr., let's go. Same also for vocalists, you understand? So it's more of you've discovered your style. You know where you are going to with this your style that you've discovered, and your voice texture, and then this is where I'm going to. So you now start to work in those areas and in those, like, meaning it's not going to be just dumbbell. There will be dumbbell, there will be push-ups, there will be everything to exercise your muscles. And then guess what? The more you exercise, the more you discover personally what you can do and what you can do. Because not everybody can do 6 octaves. It's not like that. It's the anatomy of your voice box. It's a gift. You can improve it to make your range go higher. There are exercises, there are vocal warm-ups that you can do to make them go higher. No doubt about that. I used to be, I think I used to be 2.5, and I know right now I'm 3 ahead of 3, way ahead of 3. So there are exercises that you can do, there are warm-ups that you can do that you can make you better at what you're doing, you're singing. But as you grow, as you try, if you've not tried this, you will not know.
Okay.
So that idea of song selection, and Tasha Cobbs is by here, and Timata Munizi is by here. Israel, they're hailing brother Israel. No.
So I think also I wanted to add to what you were saying, that it's also important that people that sing do not say, oh, it's a guy's song, or it's I think, like you said, where versatility comes into play, you don't box yourself into, because a guy sang it, a guy must lead it, or because and while I talk about that, I want to ask this question on when people say make the song your own. So you're giving let me see this one song I really like. Let me say our Father, all of heaven rose your name, and you give me that song. I tell me, make it your own. Then I go home, I put my own ginger, swagger, everything to it, and I come for rehearsals the next day. And the instrumentalists are pissed at me for making the song my own.
Your own. You know, there are so many bloodlines in music. There are so many things that are ambiguous in music. So many things that we can't. They will tell you that in music, all they teach you in music, they are all too.
Talent management and service with Kaystrings is an Abuja-based music producer, guitarist, and he's doing amazing work for himself. And I'm telling you, and I kid you not, people, I kid you not. It is one thing to be a singer or a songwriter. It's another thing to harness your skills. It is another thing to be able to say, okay, this is the gift God has given unto me. I can draw, I can sing, I can play 12 instruments. You can say all those things. But the one fact, it's just like the parable of the talents. If you don't manage what the master has given unto you, he will give someone that he had given. So if he gives someone 5, maybe the person can draw, sing, drive, this, that, and you can just sing. And instead of managing that one talent God has given unto you, you sit down and say, you know what, I'm going to chill. You know, they're not giving me a rock song. I'm not going to sing in the next 6 years. Let me tell you, God will give that one person that everybody has abused. You know, when I see the story of Laulu Benjo, he didn't know how to sing. He didn't even know how to speak English. I am telling you, they mocked him, made jest of him till he got to a point and he said, you know what, this singing, this English, I'm going to do it. And now you would never know that he was that kind of guy with how he sings, how he jumps, how he does things. Now, he will not now say, oh, he wants to do a Celine Dion song because he now knows how to sing. He understands his musical style, that okay, everybody can do worship, whatever. His styling is into, okay, let's do juju. Even Fuji is not his style. You know,
Yeah.
I actually thought that, okay, Fuji will be one thing because it does Alujo, but no. So, like you
No.
said, understanding your uniqueness in your style and knowing that this singing or this drawing or this production or this fashion or whatever it is you're doing is not just for yourself. So don't go and
Yeah.
disgrace your family because you want to.
That's the thing when you need, when I said the other time that you need to have insight and foresight. If you understand where all of this is going to, you know how to channel your energy, your investments. I'm using investments, all your management, the way you manage yourself, the way you manage what you do, what you filter out, and then what you keep.
So you were talking about something when I asked the question on the what was I asking on when they say make a song your own. You said there are some
Your own.
bloodlines in music.
Yeah, a lot of bloodlines. The bloodlines, they tell you that, see, when they say make a song your own a song. If I tell a 2 years, let me not say two, if I tell a young 5 years old little girl to make the song her own, that's even too big. Think about the song. I have a little niece that sings Alagbara Obatoga Alagbara Morababa. She's 3. She's gonna be 3. She gets the Alagbara. The Obatoga, she says whatever it is that she's going to say.
Angela,
And
I'm reminding you in my head.
You understand what I'm trying to say? And then Ayabaya, Obaya, Ayagba. She's owning the song. You understand? Based on her ability, based on the development of her tongue, her vocal cords.
Yeah.
Owning the song. Give another little baby boy a smaller one. That one will only nod his head and probably just swing around. Owning the song. So when you say own the song, it's going to now depend on amount of your exposure, amount of your influence, the different styles, all of the things, all of the investments you've made in yourself or in your craft. That thing will now rub on it and then it comes out. It boils in 2 ways. Some people, when they say own it, they go to their safe place and then they don't want to push anything. They do it easy way. I cannot come and keep myself kind of matter. And some people, they say own the song. Guess what? You will see the effort. You know that this person has benchmarked whatever it is, whatever song is given to them. They owned it. If the singer or the writer of the song is able to listen and be like, I wish I had done this, that. Or I wish I would have done it this way. You understand? But some people, most of the time, because of your level of exposure, level of the amount of information you have concerning that thing, and then thirdly, some people just have a laid back
attitude
towards it. So the choir said, so the instrumentalist is looking at you like,
guys,
better can come out of this song. And for some, if you don't have the instrumentalist that is you're higher than is the other way, they're looking like, why is she making all these things like this now? We can't do this. We can't do this. You see why I said it's ambiguous. When you say own a song, it's based on your musical intelligence, the amount of information you have, how far you're willing to take the song. So most of the time, what is missing is focus. Your ability to make sure that the energy in the song, the message in the song, you're not tampering with any of that. And then you also need to now look at your audience, whether you or not. There are many times where I've done stuff with like producing, and I have to dull in code and out of code. I have to bring myself to their level so that I understand it the way they are understanding it. Then before I now take them to my own level so that they also understand what I'm trying to do. You understand? So most of the time there will be that, especially instrumentalists. When you have instrumentalists that are their musical intelligence is like this and yours is probably like this, there's going to be a problem. So there has to be a time where you guys will work it together and see where we can get a balance or a compromise to it. There are other times when you are the one. It's bad when you are the one like this and they are like this. Trust me.
It's stressful.
It's stressful, and then there's no amount of, because it's usually one against all the boys. The bass guitarist, the drummer, everybody.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work also. So it's an ambiguous statement when I say I'll give you direction. I'll not say own it, except I trust your musical intelligence, and I trust the instrumentalists that they will be able to catch up with whatever it is you're going to come up on Saturday for rehearsal. That's it. Else, I'll give you some form of direction so you have understanding of where the song is going to. Like I said the other time, focus. A lot of people don't do that in in music. They don't understand that music needs focus. And if you're able to channel your energy, everybody are going. You notice that if there's focus, everybody knows where to channel all of their energy and everything into. You get. So if we say that the best way, let me say for example a song like All I Belong to You, All I Belong to You. We say okay, we're taking it to Fuji. You cannot fusion it with rock. I've given you a definite direction. You know that we are going to Fuji. There's going to be shekere. There's going to be omele. There's going to be talking drum. There's going to be plenty percussion. There's going to be plenty gra on the stage. So somehow you paint a picture and not just say, Sister Amaka, take this song, own it. Sister Amaka will come and give us Sister Amaka that she is, and you're going to cause a big problem. So I rather channel people's energy and make them understand that you can do like this, you can do like this. But also remember that all that I'm saying, it's a tool and not a rule. So don't box yourself up in that. And that will now be determined by how much information or how exposed the person is.
So quickly, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to quick music break, and I want to lead to Alagbara. And when we come back, you give us a tiny bit of what was behind this particular song. So I quickly do that.
All right.
Okay, just 1 minute, guys. I'm coming.
All right.
Nothing compares, no one greater than you. Sovereign King, ruler of all.
1 second, guys.
Ancient of days, forever you'll be. You own all power in heavens and earth. Your power is so amazing. Your kingdom reigns forever. No one can stand against you, Almighty God. Nothing compares, no one
Day, forever Lord of power, and heaven and earth. Your power is so amazing.
Your kingdom
Reigns forever.
no one can
Stand against you, Almighty God. Alágbára, alágbára, ọba tó ga, alágbára, múra bàbá, alágbára, ọba tó ga, alágbára, alágbára, ọba tó ga. You know the funny thing is, if you actually broke that song into like a Fuji slide, it would not be by that part. Maybe we did. Alágbára, don't mind us. Maybe we do it as remix, guys. You don't know. You don't know now. You don't know.
They don't
now.
know. Hey, anything can happen with music.
Anything can happen. So tell us
Anything.
what
The
what
first thing
birthed
that
song?
messed my head up is the fact when they say they are all tools and not rules. I say, hey, okay. Meaning like I'm break it anyhow and rearrange it.
Wow. So tell us what birthed that song, the entire album. What was the process like for you?
Wow. Alagbara, by the way, I first wrote that song 2012. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
2012. I knew the message of the song.
Mm.
The verses were not written this way. And then the title wasn't Alagbara, it was Sovereign King. Actually, it's Sovereign King. People call it Alagbara. I'll say, okay, Alagbara anyway. I'll put it Sovereign King and then I'll put in bracket Alagbara. so it was 2012, I remember. I was still like Chosen Paul, and I am Chosen Paul, and I brought the song to him. He said, Kayode, the song is powerful, the song is nice, but you know what? There's something missing in the song. Couldn't tell me what was missing in the song. And for some reason, we wrote another song that year. So I kept Alagbara for a long time. Until when I was doing a compilation for this album. And I thought of that song, Alagbara. And I went back like, God, what were you saying in this song? Because I don't understand what Tosin wasn't hearing in this song. And I sat up one night, pencil and paper as usual, right? Like writers do. And then I sat up late at night and I started hearing all of this. The power behind the song, or the message behind the song actually was, you wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning, you know how we are created to worship. We are beings that are meant to worship, whether you like it. Worship God, worship juju, worship, there's some form of deity that we all as human beings are connected.
Yeah.
And I wake up in the morning after all that has happened yesterday, after all, in spite of all that I've been through, I woke up the next morning and I'm saying, there's nothing that compares to you. Mighty King, Ancient of Days, the ruler of all. And I kept writing, I kept writing, I kept writing, I kept writing. And then at the end of the day, when I finished writing all of that, because most of the time, the things I write, most of the time, the things I end up putting melody on to put out, probably 45% of what I've written down. Most of the time. So there's a lot more into Alagbara than what people see that or what you hear in Alagbara. And then I thought of all of this that you finished writing, one word that could define it, and then that song came back to my head, Alagbara, Alagbara, Morababa. And I'm like, okay, now this was what I was trying to say. This is what Tosi has been mixing.
Wow.
And that's pretty much how Alagbara came.
Wow. So what was the process of, because be very sincere, to those that don't know anything music is very expensive. It's a very expensive stuff. You know, I was talking to one of the all these eggs that I have in Lagos, and I was like, I know, like 200,000 a year, 300,000 a year, 400,000 a year. I'm like, you are on your. I'm like, music is so expensive. Why? Why is music expensive?
I think the first thing is this,
Is
right?
you producers.
No, it's not producer. Let me explain it this way. The first thing that we you know, when something is a gift to you,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really appreciate it because it was gifted to you,
Hmm.
except you know the value of what it is that you've been given.
Hmm.
I wanted to do music sometime at what's the name of this school now? GIT, Guitar
Okay.
Institute of Technology. I think it's in Boston too. Yes, GIT. And then for one semester or for 1 year, they told me it all amounted to like $24,000,
Hmm.
and I was vexed. Like,
Sorry. Repeat it. I didn't get that. Sorry.
24,000 US dollars to study guitar.
It was nice meeting you. It was 24 grand, not naira, $1,000 for
Yes.
one semester. It was nice meeting
Yes.
you.
At
Are you
GIT, right?
kidding me?
Yeah. There's another one called Metal Institute. That one is in Canada. I think it's in Canada, your place, yeah. I applied to Metal Institute. Founders Land or something like that. And then
Newfoundland.
I think so. I can't remember it. Actually, I know it's something Founders something.
Yeah, that is
Way back.
Newfoundland.
Yes, Newfoundland. Yes. So way back then, I used to think like, why should music be so expensive? Then I came across Juilliard. I learned that Juilliard, they will even take you. Because
In Juliet,
Africa,
yeah.
Juilliard will not even take you. Forget that.
Yeah.
Berkeley, you do like this before you enter their main this thing. It's not the one we do online. To really go to Berkeley, it's serious work. Now the thing is that, or when you talk about in UK, there's the Royal Music Academy, there's the Graham something, all of those things.
Yeah.
You know, because we in Africa, we are naturally gifted when it comes to singing, when it comes to we're creative. I think we're a lot more creative when it comes to art. We Africans generally. So we tend not to value what we have. One. Two, people do music for different reasons.
Sure.
You understand? So a guy tells you that, is it not that I can do it for you now? Don't worry, it's okay, I can do it for you. And then guess what? I don't beef these people, right? You use Fruity Loops, fantastic. It's good. But a guy put up everything in Fruity Loops for you, and then he tells you he has mixed the song, and he tells you he has mastered the song, and then the song comes out. You listen to the song, you're saying, okay, yes, it's good. I like the song. Until you press next, and you hear another song. I now go back to listen to that one. I now clear, now like, not that I like this song. You understand? So, yes, music has evolved. They are kind of cheaper, not cheaper, but slightly cheaper way to achieve what producers do or what music seems to be. But expensive music comes with a lot of training from the engineer, your producer, your engineer, your mastering engineer. You understand? If you're lucky, you find somebody that can do the three. Thank God. The work of the producer is different from the work of the engineer. It's different from the work of the mixing and mastering engineer. But if you find a studio or somebody that's able to do all of that in one go.
But is it good?
Yes, there are people that are gifted and they pull it very, very well.
Okay.
Where it will be bad is that you see such people need to constantly update themselves. That's the way it comes. So if I know that I hate to do this, but most production in Nigeria now, I can close my ears and I can close my eyes and say, "Don't tell me who produces. Don't tell me who produces. I'll call the name of the producer." But I don't like that. You should be versatile enough in your craft so that nobody can really tie you to a particular sound.
Mm.
You understand? Well, back to the question. Music costs money because gears cost a lot of money.
Yes. Don't even tell me.
Is not music is not laptop Fruity Loops cracked plugin that you used by any cracked plugins you just find online, and then you just download it and then you are using it crack. You are stealing. God doesn't like stealing. Karma is going to catch up with you one day. So
Oh my God.
I'll use myself as an example. I use Pro Tools as my major digital workstation.
Mm-hmm.
I own a preamp, a Valve preamp. A Valve preamp is like $4,000 something.
You said what?
It's looking. Look at this white thing that is looking like it's something like this. Yeah, it's a Valve preamp. Yes. Okay. Valve preamp is going to cost a lot of money, and there are other preamps here. My major sound card is about 3,000 something minus plugin in dollars, right? Because I don't even know the calculation in naira because I don't buy in naira. Now, Pro Tools now told us that they have increased their money of their subscription of software. I do annual bundles most of the time for my subscription. I usually do annual bundles. So
Since you're always
I pick up,
producing, yeah.
yeah, so a full year I've done. So all of that is going to cost a lot of money. For you to get fantastic instrumentalists to produce your song is another crazy stuff that's going to cost money. For me to get, you hear somebody that says, "Have you heard this song by, for example, say Nelson?" This song by Nelson is the one they want. They're like, "Okay, you want that one, Abi? Okay, no wahala." If we
Was
shock
that
you to
right?
shock you that,
Is that right?
well, some people, that's the sound. Most people don't know how to define music. So they hear sound. They define by, I've heard Israel Houghton now, for example. And I say, have you seen I'm Not Forgotten by Israel Houghton? That kind of sound. That thing that they heard, right? Took Israel minimum of 17-member crew to execute all of that. If I was going to pay 17-member crew to get that song recorded, I know you're scratching your head now, Abby.
No, somebody's actually scratching me.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to get a drummer. I'm going to get a percussionist. I'm going to get 4 huntsmen. I'm going to get not you recording yourself 7 times as backup singing. No, actual 7 people.
Please stop throwing shit at singers.
All right. Wait now. Let me continue. Now, you now come to Nigeria. You know the former say, "Inololo." You're going to pay money for the generator. And so, really,
No,
good music.
but Christ has paid it all for us. I don't understand. Christ has paid the price. We singers don't have to make, like, if you're telling us to manage our talents, we are paying subscription for YouTube and buying album. You know how much album?
Well, that's true.
We are doing a lot. So don't
know.
It's the same bias I have when they pay instrumentalists higher than vocalists. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Well, that one, I'll tell you something. This has always been a thing for me.
Come for me right? Today.
I think they're coming for you. Don't worry. I used to think that even in the class of instrumentalists, right? That I'm an instrumentalist. I used to think the guy that they should be paying the most, right, should be the drummer.
Sure.
This is that to play instruments at the time. Until 1 year like that, I started playing trumpet. I said no. You see, if I was a professional trumpeter, before I come, you put 1 tin of milk, 1 carton of malt, and oh my goodness, that thing saps the hell out of you. It's a lot of, see, drum, I can still be flexing my muscle. This is your entire core energy into your head, all of that pressure.
So we should be saying kudos to NB.
My brother, I mean my sister, Phil Driscoll. If I see any trumpeter, Nathaniel Bassi,
Jumbo.
eh?
Jumbo.
Do I know Jimbo?
Jumbo Anne. That sang
Annie.
Incredible God with
Yes.
Nosa.
See, I salute them. Saxophone is good. Saxophone, yes, you're going to enjoy yourself. I play saxophone too, but see,
How many instruments do you play?
don't let us.
No, let's start. So you play the guitar, you play keyboard. That one is short.
Okay.
You play
Strings
drums.
family. Just say strings family.
So you play the violin too. Can I rent you for one day?
No.
Can I rent you for one day? Wow.
Strings
How do
family.
you put all these things in your head? Like,
You know the saying of, there's this saying that I used to fight when I was younger. I used to fight the saying of jack of all trade, master of none. I recently now understood the meaning of that. And the full thing was not master of none, actually. It was a good proverb. It wasn't a bad proverb, by the way. So, and then for me, I don't know, maybe in my head, everything connects somehow. There's a connection between a trumpet and a drums. There's a connection between a violin and a guitar. They're all string family. The same thing with piano. So after a while, it was easy for me to pounce on any instrument and give myself in 2 months, I've started playing. So the wind instrument was not even hard at all. The only one that was a bit hard for me was slide. So slide, I couldn't find the mouthpiece that was my mouth size. All of the mouthpiece used to cover all of my mouth like this. Slide meaning trombone. That was pretty much about the hardest on wind instruments. Which other instrument? Percussion. Of course, that one is. If you're a Yoruba person, you don't know how to play percussion. I don't know what you are doing.
Well, it depends on where the person grew up and different modalities to it, you know.
Should I tell you? See, did you hit your desk when you were in class?
You say what?
Your desk when you're in class. That's just it. If you did, that's where we start. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So, percussion, strings, wind. Yes, I do.
Oh, hi Ye TV. Hi Peter. Hi everybody. Welcome to Life Matters with Anu. And we are still with the amazing, multi-talented.
No,
do you play gong too?
Don't come and. It's only.
Do you play gong too?
Of course, percussion. Why we can't play gong?
Wow.
That's the Yoruba one. Go now.
Let's rent Kaystrings for 1 week. And transport you out of Abuja. So when it comes to service, and you've talked about you doing things for free and all that, but you say music is expensive. You say all these schools are expensive. You say all these things are expensive, but you're still telling us to serve for free. How do they work?
See, the service is an investment you're making. There's a proverb. You've now made me come and connect with my Yoruba proverb stuff now. They said, the proverb, when I was younger, they called you Alagbara Mamero. Baba Ole. You're very powerful. You're talented, but you don't have anywhere to showcase that you have. Nobody will call you. Nobody will know you do anything. And when they're valuing you, your value won't be as high as someone that is pretty much exposed, has connections. So service is investment. If you look at it for your long run, and not. There's also the place of service, which you don't take that one away from Christians now. Talking about Christians now, me as a Christian, there's a place for service for me where this is service for me. It's not whether I'm getting anything out of this or not getting out of this. It's none of my business. I am serving. But also there's the service part that is a form of investment into your future. That will be that will be me doing big songs
Hmm.
or big things, even if I have to compromise when it comes to payment or the bill that I'm going to give to you. I've done it many times. And guess what? People still do it. There are some songs that I don't want to call prices, but you understand what I mean. I've done them
Yeah.
for ridiculous amount of money. There's some
Mhm.
that I've done for just for the sake of sheer goodness of like, okay, I have a producer under me. I have plenty of producers under me, but I have one particularly under me that recently we started doing something. And I told him like, okay, see, I understand what you're doing, and then this is why I want to support you. It's like service to me, but this is what I'm going to support you. You do your production. I will mix and master them for this flat rate.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that that's what I'll charge normally or what I'll do, but I do that also as service.
Wow.
It's very, very important. But music is expensive, shall I'll not lie to you.
Yeah, it's just the balance of because when you said that, for me it's the balance of when most people like in um in the music scene or even in churches and all that will tell you that, oh, every it's not be expensive now, it's just that. But when I look at it, like there was a time I was doing a project for someone and I had to do all the vocals for the backup. I had to
Okay.
do video with the person. I had to leave town, so I had to go by road.
Imagine.
Stay, like it was a lot. So when I see someone else coming and asking for that same thing for like a ridiculous, I'm like, guys,
And guess
but
what?
they make it look like, and I wanted to, that was why I was asking that question, because they make it look like, oh, you're the bad guy, you're doing everything for money, but the truth is you're not. You're just being sincere with yourself.
You've been there with what you're doing. And the funny thing is that for me, I am an instrumentalist, so I understand what instrumentalists go through. I'm proud to say this anyway, any way, any day, anytime. I'm one of the producers that will not owe, right? Backup singers or instrumentalists that have worked with me on any project. And then I am one of the best paying producers because I don't compromise when it comes to people that render services to me. Most of the time, when I want to do things like for ridiculous amount, I'll tell you, you know what? I'm going to connect you with my guys.
Hmm.
Pay them.
Hmm.
Make sure you pay them. This is their fee. In fact, copy me when you have paid them. Screen grab the whatever and send it to me. Make sure copy me when you pay them. Then when it gets to me, I can say, okay, you know what? Pay me, because I know what it takes for you to have a gift, especially in our own space here. You see, I've worked with quite a lot of producers abroad. There's a standard for them. A guy that comes to work with you for one song and is asking for $200. If you ask 10 guys, eh, the difference will be probably like $20 above it or below it.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? In Nigeria, it's not like that.
Hmm.
So I tell you, my drummer, I'm paying him a flat rate of so. It's not going down. We're not negotiating it. I know what it's taking for that guy to survive in my space. If he was in America, there's a drummers guild or drummers association. In Nigeria, there's no drummers association anywhere that is drumming. That is doing
But
big.
is it possible to have that in Nigeria though?
It will start. It's a lot of work. It's possible. It's a lot of work, but it's possible. It's very possible. Standards are something that are not so much good in Nigeria. I'll tell you the truth. And then when they set them, most of the times they don't last because most people don't even understand the reason why there's a standard. And that's why most of the time the things that cost you $1,000 abroad, you can come to Nigeria, it can cost you 200, and you can still come to that same Nigeria, it's going to cost you $5,000. There's no standard.
Wow.
Bele.
So I wanted to ask, I think my last two questions would be when it comes to sound. for setup for a sound, or setup for what they call it, setup for, like if you want to do a video, or set up something for, like, for personal stuff. Now, what are the basic tools to have in play when it comes to video editing, video when it comes to putting out a video or
A vlog.
podcast, or what are the things that you have to have in place, and how long does it take you? What are the tools you use for video editing? How long does it take you? How stressful can it be, and all that?
Okay, stressful, yes, if you're the only one doing it. In
Yeah.
fact, I have a bunch of videos to edit. I've not edited. I've not sat down to really edit it. That, you know, that kind of, that same thing that is doing you, that is doing me. You just abandon them and you're like, oh my god, before I now start, before we now render, before we now. Well, editing can be stressful, but the things you need a laptop. You need
Okay.
your phone, or your phone. Your phone will still do the same thing.
Yeah.
Every phone's got basic editing app. For iPhone, there's a stock iMovie, I think so.
Yes.
For Android phones, there's a video trimmer or something. It's called video trimmer. For Samsung, Samsung has one video trimmer or something like that. And then there are a bunch of free ones you can get online. And you necessarily don't need a microphone these days. You don't need a fantastic camera. Trust me, the cameras that come with phones these days, they can snap your soul, your spirit, and your bone marrow, everything. You know, so you need a good phone, averagely a good phone. That will be for basic level. If I advance that a little bit, you need either your phone or good laptop. Softwares, there are a lot of free softwares you can use, but for music, there's Audacity. Audacity is free for recording audio. There's a free version of SoundForge, if I remember. There's a free version of SoundForge. I'm trying to remember them now. There are quite a lot of them that have free versions, audio editing softwares. You need a system, a laptop, for you to do the editing. For the laptops, you need, you know, it's going to take a longer time for you to render. You need microphones. I think there's a series I put out online. It's titled Better Music. I think the very second episode I was talking about different microphones, where you have dynamic microphone, condenser microphone, electret microphones, and all that. So there are different types of microphones for different types of environments. You don't necessarily need to buy a $1,000, very 150,000 naira or 200 and something thousand naira microphone to get a good song. But guess what? If you know how to position your microphone, where your microphone is positioning, and understanding your room, that's a bit technical things. But I think I talked a lot on that. I don't know if it's proper for me to even say this on your show, but there's a lot on Better Music that I spoke about. Room, your kind of room, the environment you're working in. Are you working outdoor? If you're working outdoor, you need a filter. There's this foam that we used to cover our microphone in church. We thought it was for decorations and to prevent people spitting into the microphone.
Oh my god! I actually thought it was that.
Yeah, we thought they were for decoration. So we had purple, yellow for alto, red for soprano,
and black for tenor.
Black for tenor brothers, because they all lit up black. You know?
Oh my god!
And then the pastor gets the gold, shiny one with some shiny sprinkles, whatever. So those things are windshield.
Wow.
Yes, they are windshield. They are filters also. They also help to take out the pop. There's when you pronounce letters like P, you know, P is P. So those they call them bloat or whatever they call those things. P, B will give you P also. All of that. So what that thing does is just to filter words like that. They're not for yellow, black color, not for decoration.
Wow.
So I'm recording outside. It is expected for me to have that windshield on top of my microphone. You have your regular lapel microphone
that have the small.
Oh, good. Yes. So I actually have some of them here. Some of microphones here. So you can, it could be a dynamic microphone. It's not necessarily fantastic. Then another thing you need is a basic skill of EQing. I think pretty much that's what you need to know, how to EQ your microphone, take out the low end, plenty noise, and all those, how to filter them out. If I go a little bit more advanced, you should know how to use a gate. Gate, like your normal our gate, house gate,
Yeah.
close it, open. So when I'm not talking, it shuts everything sound, and then when I'm talking, it opens up gradually. As I stop talking, it closes again, so that it shields all of the noise, noise in the environment. That will be for outside. Inside, of course, you don't need that, except you have a noisy neighbor or someone is watching TV outside. Then you can also use it. Those ones, then you need some form of higher softwares, not the regular softwares, but the regular ones too will do. That
Okay.
I strictly recommend Audacity. It will shock you how many plugins Audacity can take. What else now? Light, very very important. You need to understand the light, the concept of
Even the
light,
placement of it.
placement of light. You need to know that there's always the front light, there's always the backlight somewhere behind all of those things. You need to know them. They are not hard. They are on YouTube. Just lighting for interviews, lighting for that. You're going to find it on you find it anywhere on the net. What else again? Lighting. And if you have all of this right, I'm going to tell you something. If you don't have something nice to say or content,
Oh my god.
so you can have all of
I think the first thing that pisses me the most, you can have the best, and let me tell you, being there, done that. When you first start, I don't criticize, but when you've been in the either media world for a while, I think I sometimes expect better. When you're taking a picture or making a video, please avoid yourself to try and clean the camera. It's
before
very
you
important. You see people have dirty camera and they still shoot videos with it. And I'm like, how does that work?
work. No, all of those things are very, very, it's as simple as rubbing it on your shirt. Or find a lens cleaner to just wipe whatever it is.
Yeah.
Cameras, phone will do most of the things. But if you
Yeah.
get a DSLR camera, you get a good camera, no wahala. Good. Fantastic. Then what else again? Editing. Oh my goodness. I use Adobe Premiere Pro, but there are a lot. Like I said, there's I'm trying to remember this free one. There's a free one. I'm trying to remember the name. I've used it before. I can't remember the name, but there are quite a lot of free ones that still do well.
Okay.
Pretty much better. And like I said at the beginning, you will need to invest in yourself, knowing where you're going to. Like at some point, I knew that I was going to do videos. I'm going to do tutorials. I'm going to do online music school. I needed to sit down and learn how to edit videos. If not, I'll be paying editors. You know how much editors they're going to charge you, because there are people that do edit properly. So you will be and guess what? In Nigeria, they will use you where and they use you to make shakara, and you have your delivery. You have to you've promised the world that every Thursday you do this every Thursday. It has to be out every Thursday. Imagine that you have no technical know-how on how to edit video or this. But all of these things are not hard now that we have internet. 5 minutes video and then you are good. You are good to go. You started doing the work already. So
Very true. Very true.
very, very, very.
That's weird. Okay, but someone was telling me that there was no sound in the. I believe you can hear me well.
I can hear you. Fantastic.
Okay,
Very clear.
so that means it's either the person's had to go on and off my personal life. But before you go, I wanted to actually ask you something.
All right.
Church, studio, all that. When it comes to sound, we have a big issue with either the structure of the church or the ones they buy, like we buy here, or all other things. So, how do we make sure that we have proper sound when it comes to the entire edifice, either building a studio or even converting a room to a studio? How do I have the right sound that has to pad the entire place and all that?
Okay. Wow. It's a big question, a long question though. Permit me to answer it bit by bit. And then first thing is that you need to, your structure, your edifice, or your church, or your auditorium needs to be built with the fact that they want to use it for live sound, or there's going to be concerts here. Music, sound, shall must be built with it. The reason why most of the halls in most of those very fantastical, a good one in Nigeria, if I may say, is Muson Center.
Okay.
You've been to Muson Center.
Yeah.
Muson Center has a lot of woodwork, has a lot of diffusers,
Okay.
has a lot of absorbers.
Okay.
There are some halls in countries like Vienna. We sample this. In production. There's something called IR, impulse response. So they sample these places. They sample these what do you call them? They sample this, how these halls sound, and then we use them as reverbs on our own in our music production. They built these halls with sound at the back of their mind, so much so that you don't need a microphone to sing.
Your vocals will.
It hits on one side of the wall, it bounces to another side of the wall, and then you also know that sound, as you know, is a longitudinal wave. It's going to bounce, ba, 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 ba. So, if you're using a room, if you now come to a room that wasn't built with sound engineering or with sound engineering at the back of their mind, it was just a regular room, regular hall, there are some corrective measures that you can do, which will be strategically positioning absorbers, reflectors, and diffusers. Those three are very, very important. In my room, you probably see in this studio, it's a room. It wasn't built for a studio. But after I moved in here,
Sorry, I'll call you after the show to show you a room that I want to do like that.
All right, no problem.
Okay.
No problem. So, like, this room wasn't meant to be. It was just a regular room. I knew some people have the opinion of padding everything so that the room is what's it called? It's a dead room. It's not a good idea. Because for sound, we don't hear sound that way. The way you hear sound is that you hear sound with some form of reflection. As I'm talking to you, there's reflection, little reflection in this room. If this room was dead, it gives an awkward sounding in your ears. Things tend to fade out in human ears. So if I say Kayode, it still fades out somehow in your ears. But imagine that it just caught Kayode. I'm trying to say Kemi, and it's Kemi. The me doesn't even come out anymore. That's what happens when you pad the entire room and you're saying we pad. No, you don't pad the entire room. There's something called the first reflection point. You need to know what your first reflection point is from where your sound is coming out from. Like my own speaker is coming out from this place, My first reflection point is it's somewhat at an angle here. Very easy trick to even get it. It's very simple. Get a mirror and take it at the opposite wall. On this side is I think I'll probably just tilt my camera so that you guys see this now. So
okay,
this is my these are my monitors, right?
okay.
And the sound coming from these monitors, the first place they're going to hit, as funny as this will look to you, is this
wall.
This wall here.
Oh.
That's where the sound is going to hit first. And then for the monitors that are on this side, that's this
You're going
monitor
to,
that I'm touching here,
yeah,
their own first reflection point is that gray one behind me
yeah.
over there.
Wow.
So you need to understand first reflection point, your second reflection point. So I've put something here. The sound coming from here will bounce on this one on this
And
side.
that will bounce
This
on that
tends
one.
to absorb the sound a little bit. The second one will be somewhere on this side. And then the third one will be, and that's how sound usually bounce diagonally this way, this way, this way, this way, like that. Also the floor. I don't expect that your floor should be tiled in your church. If your floor is tiled in your church, it's not good. You know those church that
It's with me, we don't have money.
it's a lie. You build it with sound. So most churches that are tiled have this problem, and then bare walls are not good for churches. Wood walls are better, but wood walls with space in between and then some form of absorbing material, and not ordinary foam. Ordinary foam will just absorb the high end of your sound and make your church. Ordinary foam will absorb the high end, and then the low is going to still remain. So your church will be that big kind of church.
Wow. Wow.
So there are so many things that people need to know. People don't, and the positioning of your speakers matters a lot. Whether it's a church, whether it's for a concert, people don't know that. And then also the third thing that kills it all is the volume of volume, meaning how loud or how low the entire sound is for the auditorium you're using it for. It's called threshold. People don't know the threshold of the room or the auditorium they are in. It's not loud. The congregation are not feeling it. Increase the volume. So you increase the volume, and then everything starts to bounce. You're total chaos. You understand? So there's a threshold sound level for every auditorium based on size. There's a calculation for that. The height, the length, the perimeter, all of that. There's a calculation for that. Also, let me think about the third one. If you have somebody that wants a loud volume, please buy them in-ear monitors and increase it in their ear. So only them can hear very loud. That helps also. So that way you don't need to push the threshold of the sound, thereby causing so much chaos. Engineers also can cause problem. Engineers need to update themselves. I'm a fan of constantly updating myself. I was just doing something here now. Constantly update yourself. There are some people that they just think if we buy plenty speaker, it will overcome the echo. Plenty speaker does not overcome echo. There are times. So I've been to a church. They called us to. We consulted for them on their sound reinforcement. They said they had $96,000 to spend on the sound that they have. And then let me not call him. It was a church in Lagos, in Yaba. And then we got there, me and my friend, Mr. Shola, and then looking at the church, trust me, they don't need anything. I'm not joking. They don't need any reinforcement. All they needed to do was to reduce the amount of subs that they have in the church. And guess what? He reduced it to two subs, set of an array of 6 here, 3 here, 3 here. We say all of this, pack and go and keep it in your store. Then your money, let's think of what we can do. Let's buy lights. Let's make the church fine. And that was what sorted out the problem. They were having phase issues because of too many speakers.
Wow.
So there are times that, be it church, be it studio environment, I don't expect that your room is small and you're using an 8-inch monitor like that. It doesn't make sense. You're just pumping too much noise in you go deaf quickly. And sound engineers, you know that the longer you stay mixing or listening in high volume, your ears start to the older you get. If you hear 16,000 hertz, by the time you're 30, you'll be hearing 15. By the time you're like 60 years old, you'll be hearing like 12,000. Everything other high side.
Yeah, you'll be using hearing aid.
You'll be listening. It goes
Wow.
down. It depreciates with age. So
Wow.
you need to understand first reflection point. Second, regular padding. I prefer wood to tile. Of course, everybody should prefer wood to tile. Tile has harsh slap back. Bare walls have harsh slap backs. Wood kind of soften the sound. And then
Wow.
don't pad everything in your room. Please don't pad everything in your room. That's not good. Except you want to do a soundproof. Then on top of the soundproof, there must be some form of reflection and some form of diffusion of sounds.
Wow.
That's plenty technical jargon.
My head has heard a lot today, but I'm sure that those that are watching or listening or will watch after will gain a whole lot. But I want to say a big thank you to Kaystrings. God bless you. Thank you for even to our caller and then this thing on, it's amazing. It's amazing having you here. God bless you. And you can get his album on Amazon, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere.
Everywhere.
The album is Sovereign God. Is it Sovereign God, Sovereign King?
No, the album is Encounter.
Is it Encounter?
Encounter.
Okay, because it's Sovereign God that's in the last
King
one.
Is the popular song on the album.
So let me show you guys how you can do it. It's as simple as A B C D. So I'll show you guys the way you can just get his album. So I'll flip my camera, go on iTunes like this. Oh my Jesus, too many things opened on my laptop. Okay,
on your laptop,
so you go look for Kaystrings. I am sure you are going to see it. So you see Kaystrings already pop up on our own, and you can see this is the album Encounter, and you can get the entire. So you see that for us, we already have the album. See?
It's wow.
We already have it. So you get all the songs. I think one of my favorites, apart from Alagbara, is IS Praise. I really, really like it. And Awimayo. I really, really like the song.
Awimayo. That's Awimayo. I don't want to choose because I don't want to say I have a favorite song, but Awimayo has a story, very, very interesting story behind it. Awimayo was the